Hi Leo, I love you, honey. Yes, you're gonna hear a fan and you're gonna hear nature. It's okay. We're gonna be okay, Leo. Let's see, my love. We're gonna do ancestor reading today using a whispered deck. Let's see. For Leo, holy angels, holy spirits, choose the divine above, angels and ancestor gods. For Leo. If your ancestors wanted to talk to you about something today, what would they want to talk to you about? Trapped in thought. I talked to you in the 5D. Can you hear me? They're saying, hi, Leo. If they wanted to talk to you about an external energy, they want to say, yeah, you got a rough start. Leo, drop it in the quicksand, let it go. Shake it off. These external ancestors, for your external person, if they wanted to talk to them about something today, you have Scorpio, toxic love. Ooh, that's a story in itself. And then behind this is what's going to clarify this, because all of these come out. Stuck on you like white on rice. Boom, shakalaka. Tower moment. Cupid struck an arrow. Caused them to soul search and go fix themselves and shut up and sit down. Stubbornness ain't going to get you where. Sit down, slow down. You shut them up. You have shut somebody up here. Literally, you've shut them up. If these ancestors want to talk to this person about something when it comes to you, what would they want to talk about? Well, come back out. Sit down, slow down. You sit someone down. Comfort zone, what's that? You made them very uncomfortable. Stubborn. They're stubborn and sour. Virgo energy, Hierophant. You got them reflecting on spiritual realms. They totally understand that there is different realms, a spiritual awakening. You got them to start magnifying a spiritual awakening. Shadow side. You know, someone walking around looking mean all the time and they never smile. Well, they did with you. Yes, they did. Let's see what is triggering your ancestors out of this bundle. Trapped in thought. I talked to you in the 5D. Can you hear me? Insulted. Shame. Lost. Insulted. Nervous. Strategy. Focus, focus, focus. Furious. They're trying to tell you something. They're trying to tell you this person over here is insecure. It's at the bottom of the bundle. They don't want you to walk away from a situation that you just want to leave. Literally, just leave it. You're like, nope. What are these ancestors trying to say to Leo? Okay, here's your messages coming in. Your 8 wands. Your 9 wands. They're quickly communicating boundaries of success. Queen of Pentacles. There's a Queen of Pentacles sitting here reconsidering. She's reconsidering the boundaries of successful communication. She knows what your boundaries are now. She knows how not to talk to you and how to talk to you. Who is this woman to the feminine? This Queen of Pentacles? There you go. It's clarified by 9 wands. Feminine, she has boundaries. King of Swords. The masculine's ascending. 3 wands, because it was a plan to prepare foresight on who to trust and who not to. Let's clarify that again. Who's the Queen of Pentacles to the feminine? A successful recognition of quickly communicating boundaries. 5 swords. 10 cups. She's a challenge within your family. Or she's a challenge from within on someone that feels like family to you. And who she is to the masculine, she's the 8 of Swords. She's the one that's causing a mental imprisonment of the contract to successfully recognize the Sun. She's gonna bring the enlightenment on where they stand when they manifest. You have a masculine here that literally thinks they got what they manifested until they figure out one thing. So these ancestors are talking to a feminine. They was like, wait a minute, they made the wrong decision because they wasn't thinking straight. But see, the feminine's saying, let's let her speak for herself. What's the feminine saying back to these ancestors? Queen of Cups. She's talking about the Cancer energy that's jealous, the circle of jealousy the masculine has that's spying on her. She said, she's talking to the ancestors about what she feels that's looking into her. And there's the Queen of Swords right there, soulmate. It's karmic soulmate. So Leo is hearing their ancestors' messages. Is there something that the ancestors want to say? 10 Cups, family, boundaries, family comfort, family comfort, twin flame marriage, 4 of Wands twice. The twin flame marriage is something you will always come back to. But it's got to have the 4 of Wands on each side. What does Leo need to know about the Queen of Cups and the 5 Wands? You know, that's a circle of friends that are just jealous of passion, the interest. Who's in the circle? 3 Swords. It's a whole circle that their heart is broken. Initiating the interest of coming together. When they come together with the Queen of Swords, that 3 of Swords is on the wall. They're no longer heartbroken. They change. This is someone that changes their vibe by who they're around. That's a people pleaser. This Queen of Cups is a people pleaser. And you don't like it and it affects you. And your ancestors are saying, leave it. What they want to talk to you about the external energy is a rough start. They want you to drop it in the quicksand and let it go. What is it? How miserable. Your ancestors are saying how miserable they got to be, impatient and burdened. They don't want you to pack someone else's baggage. They're saying if that person picked up the baggage, it's the baggage that they need to pack. The audacity is what they're saying. With the Page of Cups. 5 Swords. They know it. It's a challenge of the mind. The Hermit. That's the shadow work. 10 Swords. Shh. Your ancestors give this person double their money. From the 5 Swords to the 10 Swords. They doubled the challenge for them. I told you it was a slingshot, that hoe. It's gonna push them to shadow work. It's gonna push them to see it for what it is spiritually. What is in the Five Swords that's here with this person? They're telling you that they're sorry, but there's just too much conflict over here. You have karma. This is justice in reverse, not spiritually balanced. Trying to correct everything here on earth that needs to be corrected in heaven. Yeah, without truth. Justice is 5D card for truth. Ace of Swords is the 3D card for truth. Well, it's at the bottom of the Three of Swords. So behind the scenes, without emotion. Secretly seeing for what it is, because the argument with the Queen of Swords is focused on leaving with new energy, the masculine. When this masculine does leave a karmic, I don't see any pentacles here. When he does leave, yeah, there's 8. Could have been 8, leaving 8 years ago. There's 9 pentacles there. It's going to take him 1 year to get new energy. Is what he's going to do. You're going to see him change the way he dresses. You're going to see him change in the way he communicates with community. You're going to see a 360 on this person. That's what your ancestors is trying to say. Wait, don't go. They at least want you to see the transformation. What do they think Leo missed in the transformation? I guarantee you, if Leo has respect for you, they are hoping everything good for you. What they think you didn't see was long-term healing. Yeah, intuitive healing. Patiently waiting for the King of Wands to be friends. So if you're feminine, yes, you've been listening. You're waiting to at least be friends with your divine masculine, so you're not going through these lessons next time. And there's the Emperor. You just want, if you're feminine, you just want the masculine to be at peace. A peace offering at the crossroads. Done. Damn. A peace offering at the crossroads. All the secrets out of twin flame. Comfortable with secrets being out. The Knight of Wands and the Seven Cups. Interesting in thought. Where is the masculine here in the Five Swords, Page of Cups? Well, you got the Lovers, honey. Oh, look, in the Hierophant. This is an intuitive twin. 8 Cups, emotionally walking away from the struggle with the Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups. That's 2 people communicating, leaving without support of independent defense. These 2 women wouldn't make it without the masculine there. They wouldn't. They wouldn't make it without him there. They would be hungry, and that's what he knows. He don't want to leave them there, but he's not going to be the one taking care of them, because it's just draining him. There's the Page of Cups that come here, and the Hierophant. They're going to say the initiation of a spiritual twin is weighing heavy after a transformation of truth. You have the Death card and the Star. That's someone dying inside to the Emperor and Temperance. It's the only way for the masculine to be at peace. For him to burn inside first. Damn. That's strong right there. Your ancestors ain't playing. There's somebody that don't play with energy much. What these ancestors external want to talk to your person about is toxic love and Scorpio. So in just in case you do not know, Cancer is Scorpio's counterpart. There's a whole circle that's in that the masculine is around. Looking for the masculine to challenge Queen of Cups. Curious if the masculine's challenging. Let's see. Well, you have the Empress is furious. I don't know how much blunt you want it. You better strategize. You better think about it. They're telling this person you better think about it. The Empress is furious. The Hangman, 7 Cups. They're telling them that they can't help this person as long as they're in emotional confusion. They are telling them they can't help this person if they have a lot of offers out there still that they're giving their emotions to. I mean, in the 7 Cups, you have a snake, you got a face, you got a napkin, you got a... I mean, they want them to stop. They want them to stop giving their emotions to people, places, and things that don't deserve it. A different perspective. 6 Pentacles, Knight of Swords, to level the argument. They want this masculine to level the argument with the Queen of Swords and the King of Pentacles. They want them to follow through. They want to tell the Queen of Swords. They want them to bring the Queen of Swords down to the level of the Knight of Swords. Why is that? 6 Cups. And the King of Wands in reverse, because she's the one that flipped the masculine's life upside down. She's the one that stripped him of his own interests, of even being interested in himself. Well, that's why it's got to be corrected in heaven, because you can't correct those here on earth. They're not going to understand. They're not. The 4 of Pentacles. They want them to step back from following through with celebrating an acknowledgement of the devil. Karmic contract with the Queen of Swords. Temperance. They want them to find peace with it. What would be the advice that these ancestors would give this person? Work together and come together, following through. Strength card in reverse. Ace of Wands. They're telling them that the new energy come in, it wasn't because of you, it was because the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Pentacles with the Page of Pentacles. This initiated a small long-term contract because of this challenge of interest. Why'd they do that? They shouldn't have never had sex with this person. Not, let alone commit to him long-term. What were they supposed to do with this person? Queen of Swords in reverse. She was pure karmic. 10 Swords. Feeling defeated, depleted, stabbed in the back, lied to and betrayed. Oh, she depleted him. 10 Cups. You got 10 Swords, 10 Cups. 4 Cups. That's why the offer of love was rejected. The offer of someone that feels like family was rejected. Because they thought that they were in their comfort zone. But they're figuring out now they are not. What your ancestors, or what their ancestors want to talk to them about when it comes to you, you set them down. Oh, comfort zone with that. You've steered the pots in the spiritual realm. These ancestors ain't even comfortable. They're like, what the heck is going on? Shame. Intuitive. That's intuitive boundaries. They've overstepped intuitive boundaries. High vibing, angry, and frustrated. Yes, you have stirred up the cosmos. Feisty. Don't be too feisty. No, not to Leo. Why, Divine Masculine? Never satisfied, Divine Feminine with the Tower. Embarrassed, afraid, when, maybe, Karmic Woman, mystified. Because the Feminine will ask you what your problem is in front of everybody. Why aren't these ancestors comfortable? Ignore and secure. You ignore insecure people. Divine Masculine was heartbroken. They wish the Masculine would have been a little bit more emotionally ascended. that would have made them more intuitive. What do these ancestors wish that this person would have done instead? Well, here comes the Sun and the Knight of Swords. They wish they would have opened up to the argument. Allowed the argument to spiritually enlighten them that their judgment needed to be looked into. Their final and firm decision needed to be looked into a little deeper. You get the Sun, that's a naked baby on a pony, that's purifying energy through an argument. This person actually needs to let something out. That 9 swords in reverse. No longer daydreaming, night thinking about the 2 of Pentacles. What's the 2 of Pentacles? Yeah. They're no longer thinking about the relationships that didn't work out. And that's how they're going to find love. 6 swords. They're leaving all that behind. 10 Pentacles for legacy. The 5 swords. What is this person doing for the 5 swords? Conflict, drama, judgment. They're calling judgment on themselves. They're taking responsibility. Because of the Lover, Strength card, Leo energy, worried about the plan and preparation, Queen of Wands, low vibe and transformation. Well, it's not going to be, where's the masculine here? Let's ask real quick. In the Sun and the Knight of Swords, the enlightenment of an argument. Wouldn't have known about spiritual awakening unless somebody said it out loud. So where he is, the Page of Swords, not looking for a fight. He's not looking for an argument. He's not curious what anybody else's problems is. He's just worried about his own. What would this masculine like to say to this feminine right here? 3 Wands, planning and preparing to turn one's back on the Queen of Cups, a foresight. That's shameful. The 9 of Wands is reconsidering because of what they've recognized of the Queen of Cups. Broken soulmate, separated from a true soulmate. She was the deception. 7 swords. She was the interference. She could have actually brought other people in. Who's the Queen of Cups? Yeah, it's the offer that they shouldn't have. She was wearing a mask. It's the offer that they shouldn't have never let in the front door. They shouldn't have never let them in. Let me get this. Look at that. Because it's a karmic contract. Boom, shakalaka. The whole time, maybe you were trying to get to know this person. They were bringing energy from their relationships back to the conversations with you, but you had nothing to do with it. So they're figuring out right now, what do they know through the Queen of Swords right now? What is in their towers? A shocking change. What's in the Tower? Wishing to see something clear. Oh my gosh. What they're going to see clear is the Empress in reverse. This is not the feminine. This is a low-vibing woman. She wanted to be a feminine. And that's got him thinking about it. King of Swords. Yeah. He is strategically thinking now that that's where the low vibe has been coming from. And it's going to make him, you know, that's Albert Einstein. This is the ascension pair. And what he's going to do, he's going to make a smart move to move forward successfully. It's going to allow him to leave it behind for good. What is the Queen of Swords going to do that's going to make this masculine hate the karmic? He's going to recover from being heartbroken and confused. Watching, patiently waiting. Yep. Sex addiction right there. It's weighing heavy. An interesting initiation to be free from being unemotionally fulfilled, this King of Wands. This masculine is going to manifest a way to not use sexual temptation as a way of emotional healing. Well, that right there, remember justice in reverse? That's going to actually justify the love. Wow. And bring in new energy and allow it to change and transform. That's going to be the deep emotional immense transformation there that's been on hold maybe from 4 to 6 years. No longer being holding the slingshot. Soulmate connection coming together intuitively, blocking out the heartbreak. That way they can come forward either to the Queen of Wands, without clarifying the lover that you make a stand. They're telling a masculine that you shouldn't have to speak out loud on who you stand for. The actions that you take is going to speak for themselves. Yeah, it's going to show your true spiritual rank. I mean, you have a spiritual Leo here, clearly. Where's the masculine in the Hierophant and the Strength card? Offering, this is Four of Cups in reverse. No longer ignoring the offer for being a friend in Jesus. Feminine. You have the Four of Wands. She's comfortable with the spark of interest of emotions after the tower has fallen and everything has changed. Look at that. She will not be locked in a cycle again. She's got the World in reverse. That's the Four of Swords. The feminine said, in case you don't know, you will not lock me in a cycle ever again. You have the World in reverse. She's automatically got her doorknob turned where you can't put a lock in there. Wow. And she carries her own 4 keys. Just in case you do lock it. Wow. Where's the masculine? There's the offer right there. Or he might be saying, I'm sorry to all of the 5 wands, the conflict, the drama, anybody that's jealous in the family about the spiritual independent. He said, I'm going to be my own self. He is watching. He knows family is watching him move forward to his soulmate victoriously there, because they're the one that's trying to deplete his acknowledgement. You know, if he saved notes to take a test tomorrow, they've stolen the notes. They don't want him to know the truth about anything. It's not emotionally content. He's not comfortable with what has to be said out loud. You get the Lovers and a friend. Spiritual partner, to be friends, powerful friends. You know, untouchable. And it come out again. Those 4 keys are in the middle, but the World is in the upright. So you're actually going to trust somebody with a spiritual key. Worried about not supporting it for what it is and being free. You've already manifested for you. So you've asked the divine, say, okay, I'm supposed to help somebody. Okay. So you give them a key to come into your Wheel of Fortune with the World there. You give them a chance to spend a couple of days there without you around just to see what they do. Well, it's what you don't know. The divine's got your back. You give them a chance. You found peace and become, you have emotionally healed to level with this blessing. Where's the masculine there? New energy of the sun, number 10. There you go. He's ready. This masculine is ready to open up to something very spiritual. Well, why don't he do it? He has to follow through with what he manifested and let go of the devil. There's the devil in reverse. You got the magician and the devil right there. He's got the dark side challenging his mind. Magician in reverse. He's got to realize that it's wasted resources. When he initiates these small contracts, it's wasted resources. Right then is where he needs to analyze the spiritual enlightenment. Analyze what he knows through the spiritual realm. And spark the interest that this contract with the Queen of Swords intuitively. Okay, so he's going to have to do the spiritual warfare. Not say it out loud. It's what he's doing whenever he's emotionally confused. He's speaking out loud. Don't do it. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse is codependent stress. This is someone, masculine, that would use your own words against you. Confused about, they're just confused about where you're going. They don't know what you're going. This Queen of Pentacles. She doesn't know where you're going or where you're headed. She just wants to make you mad for you to tell her. Right there, you need to protect your energy from depleting the level of judgment that Breaker 19 calling on the divine. This is a Muslim that has started over with himself, his passionate self, because he has become emotionally independent. 8 Pentacles, by mastering abundance. Look at that. Where's the feminine? She's watching. She's watching the King of Cups. She's like, I see you. Assessing the investments. She knows it'll find peace and divine timing is what the feminine says. But right now she knows it's not the right time. Wow. For the abundance. To abundify. Reflect. Look at that. She said she cannot be. Look at this. She said, I know, honey. She said, can you see this? Let me fix the camera, please. Mercy. Okay, she said, I know, honey. So the Muslim come out with 7, 8, 9, 10 pentacle. That's a royal fucking flush. The feminine, she's coming out with 7 pentacles. She's like, I know, honey. She said, to master the reflection and shadow work, the reflection and shadow work of this abundance, he has to take a hermit card. You got to take a hermit card, she said. She can't reflect for both. A plan of preparation with the Queen of Pentacles on the cycle, a change, a turning point for the Queen of Wands in an argument. She's telling him, you got to spend some time alone. You can't bring other people to her. She doesn't care. She cares about other women. She doesn't care about other women that he's been with and what his problems are with him. She doesn't give a... She cares about his past, but if he wants to think negative about it, she doesn't care. The communication is heavy. She knows it's heavy to talk about. The Queen of Pentacles. But that is what's going to interfere in the Destified celebration. She said, do not bring that shit over here. A plan and preparation of a foresight without support. She wants him to come by himself. She wants him to analyze it and all the way until the end before he makes his final and firm decision. And he wants his decision to be reconsidered. She's telling him, you don't want to be ashamed of the decision that you made. She wants him to also release, if he's confused emotionally, she wants him to find that truth first. And then the Hermit, that truth, that star comes in the lantern. Wow. To be comfortable. See, comfort zone. That's a happy life, happy family. Even the dog eats good. Without children. Emotionally walking away to strategically thinking about the challenge, conflict, and drama. The Queen of Wands, she said, if you come to me in the Knight of Wands energy, I'm going to slingshot you back. That's what's blocking the argument from the past. Look, you got the Moon, secretly committed to the feminine. This is a Muslim that has secretly committed to the feminine. He hasn't told anybody, not even her. Whatever was in this Knight of Swords, it stone-chucked him. It stuck him. Stuck him. What's in the Knight of Swords? What did this feminine say? Because the Knight of Swords and the King of Swords is like, oh, let me go search that. What she said at the crossroads. She said, you don't know what you're looking for. The Lovers in reverse, she probably told him, hey, you got the wrong one. She sparked the interest of the challenge without emotion, without emotional level, without being on an emotional level. She took her drink with her and she didn't ask him for anything. He's like, oh my gosh. What did this feminine challenge this masculine with most? And there you go. Boom shakalaka. 2 swords. She blew up the freaking bridge. The 4 swords and the High Priestess, because it was blocking her intuition too. That's why these ancestors are pissed. This feminine fixed. She fixed both sides. Look at this. And she come out with the 8 and the 10 of Pentacles. The Muslim come out with the 7, 8, 9, 10 Pentacles. He needs to give something back. She knows it's not the right time. because she's reflecting for them both. That's why these ancestors are pissed off. This is a divine feminine that has saved her masculine's life through the spiritual realm and them here on earth. These ancestors know that she has. Has she? The feminine has blew up a bridge for the masculine so he can't cross it again. That's all we're going to say. It's what caused the masculine to control emotions for the love of a feminine. Look at that. Love. Nothing but spiritual love. Analyzing the masculine through strength, courage, power, wisdom, self-love, self-care, self-attainment. Wondering how they're going to work together when initiating the interest of emotions, transitioning, moving forward. Because the legacy is going to be challenged through the mind. This masculine is feeling defeated, depleted, stabbed in the back, lied to, and betrayed. He's got to be pushed to a dead end to change. It's got to change the way he moves forward. The Tower is going to come on the Queen of Pentacles, King of Swords. Whatever is going to come on the Queen of Pentacles, it's somebody that the masculine used to be committed to. It's also someone that he still pays bills for, or was paying bills for. But he's no longer going to do it, and that's what's going to piss her off. And once that pisses her off, the rest of this is going to happen on its own. Yep. It's what he's investing into. Soulmate assessment without emotion. Shouldn't have never been interested in. It was a false interest. It caused a challenge, conflict, drama. It was a challenge to be free from the Queen of Swords after they had sex for the first time. Yeah, well, that was a slingshot, that hoe. Actually, from Leo. This person got what they wished for. This is the masculine initiating the stress, anxiety, sleepless nights to the Queen of Swords. They're telling her that you're the problem. They're telling the Queen of Swords you're the problem. Right here is going to start the small contract of being heartbroken from a soulmate that they think about all the time. You're like a tattoo in their brain that not even water can make feel good. I love you guys. Ciao.